Hi everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through on a really important step in the design process, sourcing. Where and how to find the pieces that define an entire space. Whether you're designing your own home or you're working with clients, knowing where to look and what to look for can make a huge difference. So today I'm going to share the platforms I use, a few tips for mixing pieces intentionally, and how I stay organized when juggling with multiple vendors, budgets, and lead times. This is the behind the process that always get overlooked, but this is where the magic starts. So let's start with the basics. What is sourcing in interior design? Sourcing, it's all the things that you're going to look to start your design process. From the lighting to the furniture, bigger items like sofas, chairs, everything is sourcing. So sourcing might sound like just shopping, but there's more to it. It's about balancing function, aesthetics, budget, and availability, all while staying true to the overall vision you want to go for. So you can think it of like a puzzle. You're going to try to bring all the elements together. You're going to wait for the right item to pop up, and then you're always going to keep in mind the lead times, the scale, and how everything will interact in real life. So let's go over the most common places that I use while sourcing, my go-to platforms, and also tips for each one of them. First, online. This is where I usually start. You can compare prices, see the availability, everything's going to appear online. You can take a screenshot of these places I love. This is the ones that I use frequently: CB2, West Elm, Potter Barn, etc. These are great for more curated design-forward pieces. Then you can have more budget-conscious options: Wayfair, Walmart, Target, and then Amazon, Etsy for small batch or handmade pieces, art, pillows, or things that you want to have a quick ship. Whenever you have time or need to see the pieces or the texture or the wood tone in real life, you can stop by your local shops or showrooms to see the pieces in real life. As designers, you can also work with trade vendors. This can give you access to more quality or premium selections for furniture items or decor items, rugs. Many brands offer this, just like Forhinds, Loloi, or even more. So this is something that you can do. Also, if you love mixing old and new, you can go to vintage showrooms or shops just to find personal items that can bring warmth and coziness to any room. So this is something that you can do too. Once you know where to shop, the next step is go for what to source. So this is something super important because it will give you a more efficient way to work, and you're going to know exactly what you're going to go for this room or space you're designing. So here's how I usually break it down. So before anything, I am going to go back to my mood board to know exactly what vibe and aesthetic I want to go for. Do you want to go for a cozy and refined space? Do you want to go moody? What kind of style are you going to look for? Modern, transitional, classic? These is all the questions that I'm going to go back to my initial mood board to pay attention and start sourcing. So what do I need? Do I need an L-shaped sectional? Do I need a king-size bed? Do I need a nightstand with 3 drawers? Creating a detailed list of the required items will help you guide the sourcing process, and it will avoid you getting distracted with pretty things that you're going to see in all the platforms that you're going to use. So the list becomes your roadmap. After defining the space, make sure that you have all the correct measurements for the space. Do you need a tall headboard? How tall it can be? How low the table lamp has to be? All these measurements need to be cleared in order to start sourcing. It's such a basic step, but it makes sourcing 10 times easier and way more accurate. So over time, you're going to get used to the style, the aesthetic, and the personality of each of the brands that you usually use. And this is going to make your job easier and faster. So for example, if I want to go for a farmhouse sideboard, I know that I can look for that in Potter Barn or maybe Our House. Or if I want to go for a very modern and sleek bed, I can go for Interior Define or maybe CB2. These are all the things that you're going to get used to once you get started in the design process. The kind of brand familiarity saves time, especially when you're on a deadline. So it's really helpful to study the vendors that you source from often. Not just their products, but their materials, the shipping timelines, and also the style profiles. Next, I'm going to flag the biggest investments in the sourcing. So this is something that you're going to ask your client for them to let you know what are the biggest items and the biggest investments that they want to go for. For example, the bed, the sofa, maybe the rug sometimes. These are the pieces where I will allocate more of the budget and spend more time comparing quality, customization, and also finishes. These are the items that are going to take the most of your time while sourcing. Also, one of the most important parts of sourcing is lead times. So maybe you found the perfect piece, but it's going to be ready in 4 months. So is this something that the client is open, or do you need to go and source for more quick shipping kind of pieces? So this is something that I tend to do. When you find the perfect piece, it's made to order and it takes like 12 weeks. That's great, but I usually source 2 or 3 alternatives that are in stock or have a quicker ship option. That way you can have a few backups and gives the client flexibility, and it can help them decide whether to wait or to have a new option that it's going to arrive in the timeline that they want. Once the sourcing process begins, it's super important to stay organized. And here's what helped me. Spreadsheets or Notion. This is where you can track all the links, dimensions, prices, and availability in just one place. Also mood boards to keep the aesthetic consistent and see how everything will work together visually. And lastly, vendor notes. Here's where you can write down shipping policies, restock dates, and discount information when you get it. So I know sourcing can feel overwhelming, but once you have your go-to places, your organization well done, this is where everything's going to be super easy for you. So let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see the following videos in this course. And thank you, and see you in the next one.